Hey guys, it's EJ. I'm back with another episode. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I took like 6 tries to do this intro. I'm so awkward with these. I don't know why, but anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. It is. It's not late at night right now. It's like 6 p.m. or so or 7. I don't know. I was kind of chilling at home and I figured I have nothing else better to do, so why not just record right now? Um, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff I want to like talk about. First off, I want to say Happy New Year's because I don't know if I'm. Yeah, because tomorrow will be. What is tomorrow? New Year's? Let me see. Ooh. Now I forgot. Yeah, I think tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Okay, yeah, it is. So yeah, Happy New Year's, you guys. Um, I wonder what like. Do you guys have any? I don't really do like New Year's resolutions. I don't really do that. Me and my best friend were talking about it, and we were just saying how it's just something we don't really entertain like that. Well, when I was younger, I used to always make resolutions, but it's like I hate that whole idea of resolutions because it's like it's basically just you're kind of putting yourself on this you're kind of putting yourself on this pedestal and you're trying to expect a lot from yourself, and that can give someone like anxiety and trying to you know impress your peers and let them all know like, oh, my resolution is to go to the gym, or my resolution is to lose 80 pounds, like like that's kind of a lot because now you have to make yourself equal up to that, or to say like like when people say, oh, my resolution is to get like a new car, and then it's like, okay, well, what happens if you don't get the car? Then it's going to be a struggle for you, and now a lot of people are going to be judging you, and it's just going to be a hot ass mess. So it's like I don't do that because then a lot of people start to expect a lot from you, and they expect you to equal up to your what you said you would do, and so that's just we ain't doing that. But anyways, I don't know. I mean, child. I'm so tired, you guys. I don't know what's going on. I'm like today. I've just been chilling and just relaxing. Um, I was working on a piece for a supporter. A supporter wanted me to draw like he wanted me to draw something crazy. Like I rarely do requests, but I was like I should try doing a request, like just to try it out and do one. And he wanted me to draw like a monster from like the Godzilla series, and I was like, girl, because for me, I normally don't really do that. Like my type of art is I draw like people and I do portraits and stuff like that. So that was that definitely is a push for me out of my comfort zone. So I mean I'm excited to work on it because it's something different. I don't normally do stuff like that, so I am excited to continue working on it. Um, and the person is very sweet because like he knows I don't really draw that, so he's very patient. He's like, girl, I know you don't draw this, so I'm not gonna be, you know, over judgmental or nothing. But I'm excited to see how that turns out. But yeah, I was working on that today. Um, but yeah, I don't really have like a New Year's resolution. I don't really know. I guess for me, for the new year, a goal for me is to just really I want to try to work more like on my art. Um, like with my previous job, it stressed me out a lot. Sometimes to the point that I didn't really work on art as much as I wanted to. Um, and so I do hope like with the next job, it's more I'm able to actually go like come home and relax and actually work and feel at ease, and so hopefully that all blends together and works in my favor. And another thing I would love to try doing more is I would love to try getting out more in the new year, because I don't really go out too often. I'm kind of a shut in a lot. And it's actually really funny because that new Netflix movie came out called Bird Box, and girl, I feel like we should do a review on Bird Box. Like no shade. I feel like we should review Bird Box because that was a key of a movie. But the main character in the film, she's an artist and she's a shut-in, and that was so funny to me because that's literally how I am. I feel like that's how a lot of artists are, though. I think that's just a thing with artists. Like we're so deep into our work, and it's like an author when they're writing a book. You know, when an author is writing a book, they're so deep into that world that they're creating, and it's the same for an artist. You know, when we're working on a piece, we start to fall into that world that we're drawing, and so it just people don't really understand. They feel like we just don't want to go outside, and it's like, yeah, we will go outside, but it's kind of better to be inside, and it's better to be in your pajamas and just paint and draw or sketch or make a sculpture or whatever the case is. But yeah, I when I saw that made me really think about my life, and I do really want to try getting out more. So hopefully I can do that more in 2019. So who knows? But I don't really put caps on myself, and I don't really try to make myself like, put those like things on me like, oh, I gotta do this, because it's the new year. Like I'm gonna do it just because I want to do it, because it's like, girl, time is just an illusion. Even though to us it's like a new year, it's just another day, and it's just tomorrow. And so we just got to keep moving forward and just doing better things. Like what you did last year does not really matter to this year. It's just keep moving forward. And so that's how I see it. But I kind of do want to talk about Bird Box, because that's on my mind, and I feel like so many people have talked about it, and oh my gosh, that was interesting. That I would love to hear you guys' opinions on the film in the comments. That was very I don't even know what to say about that movie, girl. It was very good. I don't like what people are saying about for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'm gonna spoil it. So for anybody who hasn't seen it, I'm sorry. But girl, I'm sorry, girl. So the ending, I don't understand how like a lot of people were upset with the ending, but the ending didn't upset me because I thought it made perfect sense. Because Sandra Bullock, her character, the whole movie, I feel like it all tied together so perfectly. I feel like the person who wrote that film, or the book rather, because I found out that it was a book first before. Girl, I'm telling y'all, the best movies are always books. I'm telling y'all, like, okay, like one thing I want to do when I get older, when I'm older, I want to be like a director and make a film. But I'm like, you know what? I need to be an author first, make a book. That book needs to be legendary, and then from the book, make that into a movie. Because these movies that come from books are always so good. Oh my gosh. But it was so well written out. I thought it was beautifully written. The character development, I mean, everything was just so cool. It was really interesting seeing how things panned out. Now, a lot of stuff panned out, not in the best way, but for the most part, it panned out really well. But I loved how Sandra Bullock's character developed throughout the film, because in the beginning of the film, she's a shut-in, and she didn't really want to have a kid, and she kind of loathed having children, and it was like something she hated, and she really didn't want to have kids. And then near the end of the film, we finally get to the climax of the film where she loses the kids, and they're all blindfolded, and she doesn't know where the hell they are, and these creatures are trying to get them. And so it all just came down to her just finally having that mother's love, and the children could feel. That's what I took from the scene. I took that the children could feel her love, like they felt her love, and that's what pulled them back to her, like as a mom. Because a lot of people say a mom's love is very, it's just very, very powerful. It's very otherworldly, sometimes even supernatural, like how powerful a mom's energy can be. And so I feel like in that moment, her energy as a mother was just really powerful, and that's what drew them back to her. And so that was really beautiful. That I will say that scene like made me like tear up, because I love the way it was written, the way it was just written out, how she went from being this woman who did not want to have kids at all, she hated it, to finally accepting it, and that's what saves them in the end. Like her just finally accepting that. And then, but I guess what people hated about the ending was how, okay, and I will say there are some things that they could have done differently, a little bit of things, but a lot of people just didn't like how, in the end, when they arrived to the blind house, well, it wasn't a blind house, it was like a school. Yeah, it was a school a school of the blind. And they were just saying how, like, oh, it should have been like some situation where, like, the blind people should gouge their eyes out or something. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that makes no sense. Like, girl, I mean, I kind of understand if some people did gouge their eyes out so they never see the creatures. That would make sense. That would. But then again, if they gouge their eyes out, they can't really protect themselves from the crazies, because you have to remember about them too. There was the crazy people, and the crazy people were insane. Like, oh my gosh, the way that they just pop up and try to. Those people just basically in the movie just try to convert the sane people to look at the creatures. But I'm just like, girl, if you gouge your eyes out, the crazy people just gonna want to kill you, because they're like, oh, you don't want to see the creatures, so F you, we're gonna stab you. So it's like, girl, you couldn't really win unless you escaped and got to the school of the blind. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what else did people not like? That was kind of like the main thing people really didn't like about the movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really nice film. I thought the ending was really sweet, seeing her arrive to the school of the blind, and them releasing the birds. That was showing them that they're finally free and that it's over, and that they could release the birds to fly around with other birds, and that was really sweet. But yeah, that was I thought it was really really well written out. Really nice movie. But it was funny because that whole movie, the whole plot of that, I feel like that was about like aliens and shit. And thinking about it, I'm like, girl. And then it's funny because then, like, on Twitter, this thing was like blowing up recently about, like, in where was that, Brooklyn, New York, or somewhere. And if you guys saw, this really bright like blue light was over the city. And so that was very interesting. Very interesting. A lot of people had a lot of theories. People were saying that it was alien invasion, and that the government covered it up as an explosion, like, just so much stuff. And I don't really know what that could have been. It could have been an explosion. I feel like it could have been. I don't know any chemicals that would explode and turn blue, like that, like make the whole sky light up blue at night. But girl, I mean, I know that would have been. I know if I was there, I would have been freaking out. Like, that is a scary sight, to just look outside your window and the sky's blue, like a neon blue, and it's nighttime. Like, on your phone it says 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. and you look outside and the sky is neon blue. Like, something's not right. Something is not right. That is interesting, though, to me. That's very interesting. But it's just, I always wonder, like, what would happen if aliens really did invade our planet. Like, what would really happen? I mean, my main thought is, I always felt like it would be like this, what was it? Was it The Happening? In The Happening, when the aliens invaded, they basically just took all the kids with them and put the kids in paradise or whatever. I always felt like that would happen. I felt like if aliens invaded our planet, what I would want is, I want the aliens to, like, take away people who deserve to have, like, paradise. So, like, take away the people who are kind, take away the people who have righted their wrongs. Like, if it's someone who they did do it, they did a lot of bad things in life, but they fixed it in the end. Like, they repented. They just, they try to get their lives together. They apologize to the people they did wrong. They try redeeming themselves. I feel like they deserve to be, lifted too. Okay, lifted. I mean, yeah, they deserve to get lifted. And just all the people who they have good in their heart can get lifted. And then the girls who, the girls who need to stay here, they're going to stay here, girl, and they're going to set the planet on fire or whatever they're going to do. But that's what I feel like aliens would do. Or either they leave the girls. That's what I feel like with this movie. with Bird Box. But I don't know what was going on with that though, because I don't know. I feel like some of the people who killed themselves, they were like the creatures were sending them to paradise, and then because it kind of seemed like this movie was the rapture too. I will say that. I will say that it seemed like this movie was kind of like the rapture in a way, and so they had a twist on the rapture. So the rapture isn't, you know, God splitting the sky open and just picking people to come to heaven and send people to hell. Instead, the rapture is gods and demons and angels or whatever, just all type of entities roaming the planet. And when people lay their eyes on those entities, that's when that person just, you know, because we saw that one lady, she was like, oh mom, like she was really happy to see her mom. She was like, oh mom. And then she went and got in the car and sat her, and she, you know, she sat in the fire. And to me, that was like, it seemed like she was going to, you know, she was happy, like she was going to paradise in a way, even though she was killing herself in the fire. You know, she sounded pretty happy to see her mom. So I feel like some creatures pick people to go to a higher place, like somewhere that's safe and calm, and then some people, those people probably will, you know, punish or whatever. Or well, I was gonna say the crazies, because the crazies, they saw the creatures and stayed on the planet. Girl, I can go on and on about that movie. I can go on and on about Bird Box. Oh my gosh, it was just really good. It's really good. I'm trying to get my friends to watch it so bad. I'm like, come on, y'all, we need to watch it. And they taking forever. But we did watch the new Black Mirror movie on Netflix. And girl, that was a hot ass mess, honestly. Like that was a hot mess. I don't know if that was because it was our choices. Like maybe that's the choices that we made, because the choices we made, they led us to some really 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 weird that movie is really weird. Oh my gosh. I think it was just the choices that we made, honestly. I think it was just those, because in the end, the character, he knew that someone on Netflix was making decisions for him, and he just started acting really weird and doing the most and running around. Then there was like some random fight scene with the dad, and he started fighting his therapist, and I was like, what is going on? What is this? Like, I was like, like what's really going on? What's really? I was so lost, and I was actually really tired when we were watching it, so I was like falling asleep while looking at the screen, so it was really tripping me out, and I was like, this is really all over the place. Like, it makes no sense at all. What else was happening? It was so much stuff happening in that movie. Like, oh yeah, then the one guy, that was so weird. He was like, oh, he said, let's make a choice, and the choice was to either let him die or you die. No, he's like, you can jump over the edge, or I can jump over the edge, but he's like, you got to pick somebody, because he's like, in another universe, I'm gonna be alive. And I'm like, you so dumb, because like, I'm like, yes, sweetheart, you're gonna be alive in another universe, but that doesn't mean you have to die here. Why would you do that? Like, I know in another universe I'm probably dead, or in another universe I'm probably a crackhead, or in another universe I'm full on straight, or I'm a thug or something. I got gold teeth and I got a gun. Who knows? In another universe I could be an alien, but I don't want myself. I wouldn't want myself to die in another universe. That's not something I would want. Like, I want my other versions of me to be okay. So why would I want to ruin one of my universes? That makes no sense. So he was stupid for that. Like, why would you want to kill yourself in this universe? Because now that makes no sense. He was like, oh well, if I kill myself, then it's not gonna matter because I'm in another universe. Okay, but you're not here. Like, we're gonna lose you in this universe. So what is? How do we win? Like, that was really stupid to me. I didn't understand that or nor get that. That movie is really weird. It was just all over the place. But I did like his speech. His speech was interesting. The crazy guy, when they were high on acid, when they were on that acid, his speech was interesting. I like the acting in that park. It was all over the place and just intense and very very like, it was very weird. Like it was like this very weird trippy experience, and him just like going on and on. And he was like, "Oh, your parents." He's like, "Your family is paid to be around your family." Like he was saying how the boy's family is from the CIA, and they're paid to be his family. And I was like, girl. And it's funny because I remember when I was younger, I used to always think that sometimes. Well, not when I was younger. I think when I was like in high school or middle school, I was like, what if my family, like, they probably are my family, but like, what if I'm a superhero, and then like my family isn't really, like, they're not really my family. They're just like paid to be here, or not paid, but they were assigned. Like they were created and given us an assignment, and their assignment is to just keep me docile and keep me contained so that I can't unlock my full powers or whatever. I always thought that. I always think about that, like, if different people have that, like, if there are different human beings in the world who can tap into that, but like the government has to assign people to keep them in a state of mind where they can never tap into that side. That's interesting though. But that's kind of what this movie was. I'm guessing this guy, the government assigned his family to keep him in that state of mind. But I don't really know, you guys. That was a weird film. That movie was very weird. What's my dog doing? Hang on real quick, you guys. Hey, Papa. My baby just laying here. All right, you guys. Well, the episode's getting long, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up and head off. I just wanted to talk real quick. I don't know. I guess it's just some rambling. I just want to talk about the universe or the New Year's, and Happy New Year's again, you guys. I hope you guys really do have a great 2019. And please just, I know sometimes it can get hard and get rough. This year is very hard for me, to get through a lot of different things, and it was a lot of stuff for me to emotionally overcome and deal with. But there's also so many positive things. One of my best friends, who I had like a very, very big crush on for a long time, me and him finally, we confessed our love for each other, and that's something that's flourishing and growing and turning into something. And so I'm excited to see where that goes in 2019. And I know there's a lot of different things that's going to open up, and it's just so much stuff that's going to open up and move and grow. And I know for anybody else, for anyone who feels like life is kind of on pause for you, I don't know why, but I feel like people say this a lot every year, but I do feel like 2019 is a definite year that there's a lot of people who are going to get those answers, and a lot of people who are going to finally just, in a way, it sounds cheesy, but in a way, you'll finally have your dreams come true, and I pray that my art career, that it moves, that it blows up in 2019, and I get to do work for so many different things. Like, one of my dreams is to always do like work for like comics, or do like a movie, like concept design, like character designing for a movie or a cartoon or whatever. I don't know, but it's just something in that realm, and I can feel that coming in next year. So, but yeah, just keep your heads up, everybody. Keep loving yourself. Love everybody. Take care of yourself. Drink some water. That's what I gotta do, girl. I've been slacking on drinking water. I'm a trip. I'm a trip. I'm like, I need to drink more water. I fail with it sometimes, but I'm gonna get better at that. But anyways, let me stop rambling. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next year. All right. Bye-bye.